All eyes this morning are on a smiling Joe Root, who today joins a very special club. And it's a club that all four of us are very proud to be part of, and he becomes the 80th England captain. So where better to start than here at Lord's, the home of cricket.
Very passionate to play for England, and to get the opportunity to lead the team will be very special.
Joe Root punches the air. He is absolutely delighted.
What a special moment for the young lad. He's played quite beautifully.
The first Test match double hundred for the Yorkshireman.
I'm really looking forward to the challenges that lie ahead and all the opportunities that come with those.
Zones around the ground.
Top shot. What a way to bring up 100.
Listen to the noise.
Magnificent to watch.
Extremely proud. It will be a very special moment.
Yeah, a very special moment for him, very special moment for everyone, of course, in this England team. Alistair Cook on his way back to international duty without the reins of captaincy. Some familiar faces, one or two comebacks as well. This is Test match cricket. The white ball has now been put in the cupboard for a while, and Gary Ballance, for one, will be hoping this is the chance to restart his career. South Africa, again, Hashim Amla, one of the familiar faces there. They're missing a couple of famous names. They're missing their official captain as well, but they have a good record here at Lord's, and they have a good record here in England. So welcome to Lord's for the start of this first of 4 Test matches. Live coverage throughout the day, and for the first time ever, you can watch a Test match in ultra high definition. If you've got a Sky Q 2 terabyte box, you can watch via the Ultra HD section in the Sports EPG, or by pressing the red button. And if you want more information, just go to skysports.com UHD. So there's a chance to watch this in absolute clarity. Of course, this is what's coming up over the next month or so. We start here at Lord's, 3 more Test matches after that. And so for the next couple of months with South Africa and the West Indies, it's all about red balls and 5-day cricket. So lots to look forward to, lots to anticipate. Good morning to you all. First of all, Joe Root, big day for him.
Very proud day for him. He'll be hugely excited. He'll be a little bit nervous and anxious as well, hoping that he gets off to a good start. But remember, he was appointed 6 months ago now, long time, but because of the funny way the season's gone with all the white ball cricket, the one-day cricket, he's had a long time to think about this moment. So he'll just be keen to get out there now and get on with the job.
Ian, for him and for everyone, both teams, it's now back to 5-day cricket, different sort of game.
Absolutely, and it seems a long time coming. No, I'm looking forward to the summer. It's going to be a very fast and furious summer now with all the Test matches coming. But for Joe Root and his family, they'll all be here, and Matt Root, his dad, and they'll be there, and they'll be watching, and they'll be waiting. They're all probably more excited than he is. But a massive moment for Joe, and a big moment for England. They want to keep on climbing that ladder. You've got a South African side, perhaps not at its full strength because of certain reasons, but England, they need to win these games. And Joe Root, what a way to start.
Yeah, and that's not all about Joe Root, of course. He's an important figure leading the team. But South Africa, as Ian just mentioned, missing a couple, but they do have a good record overall as tourists, and especially in England.
They do. They have the best record, actually. They've won more games than they've lost in England, which is better than anyone else. They've got a good record here. They've won 4 of their last 5. They are missing Dale Steyn for the last couple of years, year and a half. They're missing de Villiers for well-known reasons. Du Plessis back after the childbirth back in South Africa. So they are missing key names, but the names that they've got here are very proud cricketers. They're a very proud cricketing nation. They're up to number 2 in the world. When England last beat them down in South Africa, they look like a side that could go in the wrong direction. In fact, they've picked themselves off the canvas and gone in the right direction. Now, it'll be wait to see whether that critical mass has just shifted a bit too much with those 3 big names missing. But certainly in the bowling department, if you look at Morkel, you look at Philander, and you look at the very impressive young man in Rabada, England's batsmen will definitely be tested.
Yeah, Ian, what's the balance between the sides for you? What are the strengths and weaknesses in a nutshell?
Oh, I think England seamers, definitely with Anderson back. He'll be itching to get back into the game. He's bowled a lot of overs for Lancashire's bowled well, picked up wickets. Here, Mark Wood, points to prove, the quickest of the England bowlers, broad back. And England, I think, have the edge in the bowling department. And I think if you look all round the England side, the batting depth, I think England are the stronger side on paper.
What about quickly about sort of the approaches of two new captains, basically?
Well, Dean Elgar, a stand-in for Faf du Plessis, so just the one opportunity for him, we would imagine. So more attention, I think, on Root, who we expect to be a long-term England captain. And we'll see how he goes. I mean, what England have picked a pragmatic side. It's a bit underwhelming, I think, actually. And I think maybe in time Joe will look back and think it was an opportunity missed to really stamp his mark on selection before his first game. It leans to the pragmatic, but let's hope he plays in a rather more enterprising
Well, he did
way.
promise to be more enterprising, didn't he? All right. Well, keeping the attention on Joe, Ian Ward went to speak to him a couple of days ago.
Joe, on Thursday, you'll be walking out the dressing room, through those doors behind me, more importantly, through those doors onto the outfield, leading England as a Test captain. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty amazing, to be honest. Been a long wait, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of days, getting some good practice in, getting the guys together, getting some hard work done, and just going out there and get ready to enjoy what's going to be a hopefully very entertaining series.
Have you thought about the emotions of the day and how you'll handle it?
Yeah, I've had 7 months to think about that. I'm sure there'll be a few emotions flying around. I've got quite a bit of family coming down to watch. So yeah, it's just really exciting, and it feels great that finally it's come around to Test cricket again, and the feeling around the guys is very much an excited bunch that are desperate to get stuck into it again.
Young cricketers always say, I want to play for England, I've always wanted to play for England, but have you always wanted to be captain of England?
I wouldn't say always wanted to be captain. I think when you're a young kid, you think that's the top of the sport, and then you want to go on and be as successful as you can. But then when you start playing, all you want to do is be part of a successful side that's contributing consistently. And I suppose over the last year or so, and maybe a bit more, being vice captain of the team, had a bit more insight into that responsibility, that leadership role within a team. And here we are now. I'm just very excited about it. I don't see it as a daunting thing. I see it as a great opportunity. For me personally to try and improve my game, take my game further if I can, and for the team as well to move forward and work our way up those rankings and keep developing.
I've got Bob Willis alongside me. Hello, Bob. How was that feeling?
Well, it was very entertaining, wasn't it? I thought it was a brilliant performance by all the bowlers for a change, and I'm sure the crowd thoroughly enjoyed it.
Your presence in the dressing room, I understand, is the cheeky chappy. Can you do that as Test captain? And how important is it to try and remain the same for your own self-worth, your own mental self-worth?
Yeah, I think things might change slightly, but I want everyone to enjoy the cricket that's playing for England. It's a great opportunity. It's an opportunity that only happens for a short period of time, and it needs to be something that you enjoy doing, and you want to turn up every week and get stuck into whoever you're playing against. You're under pressure a lot for long periods of time, and you have to have fun along the way. I want everyone to obviously switch on when they have to, know when it's time to go to work, but also to be able to relax and enjoy each other's company at the same time.
What sort of character then do you want to grow this side?
I want people that are going to get stuck in, that aren't afraid of hard work, that want to, that don't shy away from difficult scenarios, that want to put their hand up and sort of step up when it matters. The best sides, they recognise those periods where it can go either way, and they find a way to get the momentum on their side and to win those key moments. And I think that's going to be a real driver for us over this series, is to try and make sure that we stay ahead of the game as much as possible when those opportunities arise.
How's your man management skills? You've got
We'll
a
see.
fiery vice captain.
Yeah, I've got a very fiery vice captain, but I quite like that. I think it hopefully will work very well between us. He's someone that he walks into the room, and everyone, when he does speak, he might be quite fiery, but everyone listens.
What do you like about Gary Ballance as a cricketer that you've recalled him?
Yeah, the season he's had in county cricket's been phenomenal. He scored a huge amount of runs. And he's got a great character. The way he responds to pressure, you look at some of the innings he's had this year have been when the team's been right up against it, and you know, that I think that added responsibility as captain's really helped him take his game forward. And you know, hopefully, I look at where he is now in terms of his game and stuff, and he looks a completely different player to where he was 6 months ago. So he's had great success in an England shirt, and you know, I really think that this is a good time for him to go on and do that again.
If we were to book an appointment to sit back down a year from now, what would you have wanted the Test side to have achieved?
You know, I want us to go out there and be very proactive in what we do on the field, and not just out on the field, but in practice as well. I want us to, as I said earlier, recognise those key periods where things could be a little bit tough, and get on the right side of them. And you know, I don't want to be a side that stands still. I want us to always look to improve that. So in a month or two's time after this series, we're a side that is slightly better, and that, you know, in 6 months' time we'll be even better, so that we're always moving forward and finding ways to you know, to recognise those key periods and make sure that we're on the right side of them.
Now you're responsible captain, who's going to do the Bob Willis impressions?
I'm sure Woody will step up to the plate.
We wish you well.
Cheers, thanks Woody.
Yeah, we'll come back to those Bob Willis impressions in a moment or two. Just in terms of style, I just want to go back to this thing about being a positive captain, because there are times you have that free rein, and times you have to be, to use your word from earlier, a bit more pragmatic.
Well, I think it's a bit like when you go out and bat, or when he goes out and bats. You look at the conditions in front of you and the match situation, you play accordingly. And the measure of a successful Test match batsman and a successful Test match captain is how you kind of respond to those situations, how flexible you're able to be, and how you adapt. You've got to adapt. You can't just go out and play in gung-ho fashion all the time, nor do you want to be, you know, completely passive and let the opposition come at you. So there has to be a balance between attack and defence, and that really is the measure of a player.
Ian, the great thing, of course, he has players. I mean, for instance, I'm thinking back to this same ground a couple of years ago against New Zealand, Stokes, that fabulous partnership that changed the course of the game there, changed the pace of the game. Got the right players in place, you can use them.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I think all the way since we saw him first arrive and walk out here and play for England, he's there with intent. You know, he wants to score runs. He likes to be attractive at the crease. He can take sides apart, get set in. You know, he scores big runs when he's in. So, you know, I think that there's a lot for, you know, Joe Root will want to lead from the front. I think he's that kind of captain. He'll want to say to the boys, "Come on, out the trenches, lads. Let's go out there and let's go and win."
Now, I just want to come to your specialist subject now. First morning of a game, where, you know...
Don't ask me bat or bowl, please.
Funny you should mention that, you know. Pitch looks, you know, kind of okay, tinge of green, weather looks great. Thunderstorms maybe have missed us today.
Lose the toss, basically. There is a bit of grass on there because I think the groundsman thinks it's quite dry underneath. It's interesting, England picking two spinners, actually, Dawson and Moeen Ali. Very rarely at Lord's do you pick two spinners. I think that gives him more bowling options, especially with all four of those seamers have been carrying injuries over the last year or two. For me, Joe Root, what he needs to do is not only look short-term, I think he's selected this side short-term to win this Test match, but also to look long-term, eventually, with the selectors. Whatever we say about this side, they lost 8 Test matches last year. They lost 4-0 in India. So yes, win where we're good in England, win in English conditions, but also look long-term. Where's our next spinner going to come to? Is it Liam Dawson? Is it Mason Crane, his Hampshire teammate, bowling leg spin that Shane Warner's been raving around? So I think you have to look long-term as well. It is a pragmatic side at the moment, but I'm also keen on Joe. I've looked down on England captains from commentary boxes over the last year or two, and Cookie, sometimes you didn't know who was in charge of England. When I've seen Kohli, when I've seen Smith, when I've seen Williamson, it's blatantly obvious who is in charge of those Test-playing nations. I want to see Joe Root to be the man that's crystal clear, driving this side forward with his body language, with his tactics.
Do you not get the impression that that's how he'll do it? Because of the way he plays the game, you know, I think he'll be out there out front.
Yeah, indeed. OK, well, he'll have plenty of advice coming from all quarters. So here's some more, maybe slightly tongue-in-cheek, from Charles Colville.
Don't lose your temper with the umpires as Mike Gatting did with Shaka Rana in 1988.
What was the atmosphere like?
Well, a little bit tense, really, in the situation. The umpires...
I'm 100% correct.
Very sensitive.
Not a good look. The toss can be very important, so when you win it, do make the right decision.
No hesitation. Win the toss and you bat first on here.
Get it wrong and it'll be something that lives with you forever and a day.
Very simple. Looks a belter. Great start to the Test series. Win the toss and bat.
What are you going to do this morning?
We're going to have a bowl.
Don't forget, as captain, the cameras are on you the whole time and you can get away with nothing. Ask Michael Atherton.
The dirt in my pocket was used to dry my fingers because it was a hot and humid day.
Do score your runs, especially when the team really needs them. Graham Gooch was the best at that. As the man in charge, he averaged over 58 in 34 tests, when in the ranks, his return was just under 36. Do forge a close relationship with your coach. 3 of England's most successful skippers, Gooch with Mickey Stewart, Hussain and Vaughan with Duncan Fletcher, did just that, and it helped the side win games. On the flip side of that, don't try and tell the board to sack your coach. KP's 2009 attempted coup ended in failure, with him out of a job.
I'm not angry with anybody. I'm absolutely 100% not angry with anybody.
Do keep calm when things get tight, or at least give the appearance of doing so. Remember Michael Vaughan at Edgbaston 05?
It's in the final sport. England have pulled it off. The crowd goes ballistic.
Or Cook at Trent Bridge in 2013. The win? Never in doubt.
I always said I wouldn't be the only England captain to go bald after like Straussy and Vaughan and stuff, but more after days like today, and Nasser, I've just seen him there as well.
Which leads nicely on to do win the Ashes. If you beat the old enemy whenever you can, your life will be a whole lot easier. Gatting, Vaughan, Strauss, Cook all had disappointing results, but they won the urn. Finally, do work with the media, however annoying and tiresome their questions might be.
Right, there's not much to say. All the questions you asked last time still apply. The answers are probably the same.
They can keep you in the job.
Peter, I want to cut the press conference short because I haven't got much to say. There's not much that I need to say that you haven't seen with your own eyes if you've been watching the game. Right, OK, thanks, boys. I'm off. Good catch.
As a hint, probably best not to walk out saying you're off to the theatre.
What do you do with a can of lager or champagne?
I'm off. I haven't got time to waste on you 3. I'm off. Yeah, thanks for letting me know about that. I hadn't forgotten. It's seared on my mind. It's all about the pressures of captains.
On a serious note, there will be some tough times ahead of Joe Root. Hopefully not too tough, but what he will need to do is stay strong and resilient through however long he does it, because there will be moments where people are on his back, so we wish him well.
Can I remind you, that was the Saturday night of a Lord's Test match in the Ashes. Things not going particularly well, as you might have guessed.
Did you have theatre tickets?
I did have theatre tickets.
There we go.
I went to see something called Anything Goes, so I went. It's as simple as that. Right.
Umpires carry towels now as well if you get sticky fingers, you'll be all right.
We'll have a bowl.
We'll have a bowl. Absolutely.
Should we get back to the serious... Sorry, I'll leave you to it. Should we get back to the serious business of Test match? It's always a buzz. Your first morning of any series, any Test match, is always a buzz, Lords especially.
Absolutely, it's just a wonderful place to be at. I don't think there's a more special occasion than the first morning of a Lord's Test, high summer. It's going to be an absolutely packed house today. It's a beautiful day. We've got a nice pitch in front of us. We're hoping for some great competitive cricket.
Indeed. Right, back to Joe Root. We mentioned that interview he did, that impersonation he did of Bob Willis wearing an Einstein mask a couple of years ago at Trent Bridge. Well, it's Bob's turn now to give his verdict on Joe.
Well, I hope his captaincy is better than his impersonation skills. The mask was quite a good likeness, but he sounded more like Brian Clough than yours truly. The old boy from Sheffield Collegiate's going to have to cast off those mischievous ways now, though, and take things a little bit more seriously. But it's worth remembering that he is probably one of the 4 best players with the bat in the world, along with Kane Williamson and Virat Kohli and Australia's Steve Smith. So he's got the confidence of being a top-class batsman under his belt. A very proud Yorkshireman, of course. That may have something to do with Gary Balance's recall into this side, into what is not really a settled England batting lineup. But England have got a very strong bowling lineup, which Root will jiggle around, and I think he'll get all that right. In terms of winning this test match, I think he's got a great chance of doing that. He's going to be an enterprising and entertaining captain. I think he's going to start off as good a captain as Alistair Cook was when he finished and go on to be one of England's great leaders. Let's all wish him luck.
Well, indeed, that's a very, very good opening verdict. Bob will be around throughout the day, on the hour, every hour with his verdicts, and at the end of the day as well. In the meantime, let's go and join Ian Ward, have a look at the potential for the two teams today.
Thanks, David. Hi, everyone. Nothing better than the opening day of a test match at the home of cricket with the sun shining. We mentioned possible starting lineups. Well, actually, with Sean and David, we can have a look at that. That's not possible for England. They've named that side already. Are you pleased that they've gone down that route, naming the side 24 hours early?
Absolutely delighted. It's one for the players and two for the spectators, for the people who we play the game for. But when you look at this England team, that you can bet your bottom dollar that is the captain's team. He's never going to be stronger now. So he gets Gary Ballance. Gary Ballance in at number 3, averages 50 at number 3. Probably shouldn't have played last time around when he was out of nick. That's the selector's fault. But also you look at the bowling lineup, attacking bowlers. That's what he's got. 4 attacking quick bowlers. Let's look at Liam Dawson. Look at Liam Dawson. Why is Liam Dawson in the team? Think Ashley Giles, a holding bowler, somebody that can hold it together whilst the quicks attack. And then we'll look at this pitch in a couple of minutes' time. But you look at that, England, with that lineup, and we'll talk about this pitch, might just need 2 spinners.
Just the batsman at 1, Cook, Root at 4, the senior players, sandwiching in between Jennings and Ballance. So how much pressure's on Cook and Root to help those guys out at the top?
Well, I mean, don't talk about pressure. Let's talk about challenges. So it's a wonderful challenge. And for these 2 lads, Keaton Jennings and Gary Ballance at 2 and 3, there's no better place when you look at that look to be sandwiched between Cook, Root, Bairstow and Stokes. That's a brilliant long batting lineup.
Well, we know England. Is that likely to be South Africa? And what are the strengths and weaknesses of that side?
Yeah, it is likely. First of all, the top of the order, a little bit surprised they were.
That means that the groundsman has left a little bit of grass. Mick Hunt says it's dry, it's hard, and he expects excellent cricket on this surface. It's time for the toss for the first Investec Test match of the summer. We have got 2 gentlemen who are making their debuts in their respective captaincy positions. We have got match referee Jeff Crow, Dean Elgar, Joe Root. Joe, I think you have the coin. Heads is the call.
Tails, England.
Tails. Joe, what will you be doing first?
We're going to bat first. I think it's going to be a pretty good wicket. The sun's obviously out. And obviously with it being quite dry, I think it might deteriorate later on in the game.
Yes, I think the groundsman did say that perhaps by Sunday they expected a little bit of uneven bounce. But did you watch the game on Saturday, the final? The pitch looked excellent.
Yeah, it did. And generally they are pretty good here, especially first innings. So I think it's really important that we approach it with a positive attitude this morning, get off to a strong start and hopefully make big runs first innings.
Your first test match as captain, did you pick this team or was it handed to you?
No, I've had a big say in this team, very confident in terms of what we've got here and just very excited to get going now.
What about the lineup?
Yeah, it's as said yesterday, we're going to have Gary batting at 3, and me at 4, Johnny at 5 and Mo at 7, so it's very exciting.
And you have a few bowlers?
We have plenty of bowlers. I'm sure they'll be desperate to get into action when the time comes.
Okay, Joe, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Dean, I suppose you would have loved to have batted on. This is
Well, a special time, a terrific time. England's captain, it's what dreams are made of. Get your skates on and get back. But a wonderful innings. Show exactly what it means to him and to his team. Fabulous time. Joe Root, 100.
Yeah, he's a superb player, is Joe Root. What a wonderful way to start your era as captain. 100 in your first innings at the home of cricket. Superbly played.
Wonderful occasion. Lord's Test match. Certainly his dreams when you walk down the pavilion steps and you get onto the turf. 100. He's done it.